A lot of the pro Fortnite players rank up extremely fast in the new Chapter 2 remix, with 90% of them already being unreal. Wow. But how do they do it? It can't be that easy when players like you are still stuck in elite rank. No offense. Hey guys, it's your 5th favorite Fortnite educator, EliteOryx, and today I'm going over how you can start ranking up fast in the Fortnite Chapter 2 remix and finally hit Unreal rank like me and pro players. Look, it's not easy jumping into a game and just absolutely dominating. That's why you need to build confidence in fights. This leads us to the first and most important thing, holding players like you back. Stop being scared of fights. Let me say that again. Stop being scared of fights. To rank up faster in Fortnite, you need to get comfortable facing opponents head on. Now go ahead and picture this for me. Each season, you spend weeks in a bush until you reach Unreal rank, and then complain about the sweats in Fortnite. Does this sound like someone you know, or maybe even you? If you are constantly hiding in bushes or avoiding fights, you're missing the chance to improve on your combat skills and learn from each engagement. Sure, it can be intimidating, but every time you face a fight, you're one step closer to being more confident in those high stakes moments. Do me and you a favor and go ahead and like this video. If you would watch a video on the players who hit Unreal the fastest, the first step to building that confidence that you need is embracing the challenge of every encounter, even when it feels scary. Remember, Fortnite's best players didn't get to Unreal by avoiding conflicts. They got there by facing every challenge head on. So start by pushing yourself to engage more. And what I mean by that is when you see someone fighting or you see a person, push him, even if it feels risky. Every fight you survive or even fail is progress. With each engagement, you'll start noticing patterns, which is the foundation of fight awareness. So look at you, you're getting smarter. So start thinking of every battle as a lesson. Watch how opponents move, how they build, and react to your builds or your edits or how you rotate, etc. Start recognizing patterns and common mistakes that they make or you make. The more you engage with small things like this, the more you'll build muscle memory for timing and positioning. This awareness that you're gaining gives you the edge that passive players do not have. And once you're more aware, you'll find that confidence naturally follows, letting you take even greater control of fights. Look, the Unreal rank is about testing your limits. And the only way to push past those limits is by jumping into the action. So start picking your battles and watch yourself get better faster. To give you an example, whenever I play Ranked Reload Zero Build with my friends, we do not play passive. We push every fight possible. And even if we die, we learn from our mistakes and we use that in our next game to get even better. That's how you get to Unreal rank, and that's how you advance past it and becoming #1 Unreal rank. Go ahead and comment down below if you have ever ran into a player way better in your own rank, because truth is you probably haven't. Let's face it, a lot of players worry that every opponent in their rank is a complete pro, but here's the reality. Most of the players in your lobby are making the same mistakes you've made, or maybe even worse. So to understand this, let's think about skill-based matchmaking. It tries to match you with players at a similar level, meaning they're struggling with the similar challenges that you face. They're not top-tier pros, and they are not out of reach for you to beat. So knowing this, it's time to look at your matches from a different angle and play to your strengths. When you're pushing fights, remember, you're probably playing smarter and improving faster just by embracing challenges that we talked about. Most players at your level are still playing passively in that bush to your left. shoot them now. Avoiding fights, or they have gaps in their skills. By facing fights more confidently, you already set yourself apart. And I promise, if you have confidence going into a fight, you more than likely will win. Again, using an example earlier from the 0 build ranked, my squad pushes things knowing that we're gonna win each engagement because of how good we are. You gotta take that confidence into each fight, just like we do. Again, if you die, it's okay. You go back to the lobby, you watch the replays, learn the mistakes that you made in that fight, and don't make them again. It's that simple. Literally, every fight is a chance to learn. And here's where it gets even better. The more you engage, the more you start to learn about your opponents or even your common mistakes. You will start to notice that players in your rank often have weaknesses. For example, poor positioning, maybe bad timing, or limited awareness. Use these weaknesses of your opponents to your advantage. When you engage in fights, aim to identify and exploit those gaps. Do they hesitate to build? Do they mess up their edits? The more you play aggressively, the more you'll spot these weaknesses. And trust me, you will spot them. When you become more aware of your weaknesses and you improve them and you start pushing people, you'll start seeing those same mistakes that you made. And because you corrected them, you know how to outsmart them or how to outplay them. And you'll start predicting their moves. The best players are good because they are able to predict what people are going to do. If you ever watch some of the pros, they just know where people are going. That's because they have that game awareness. They went back and replays. They looked at the mistakes they made. They improved on those mistakes. And the same people in those lobbies that they're in are making those exact same mistakes, so they know how to predict it. So instead of assuming everyone in your lobby is a step ahead, you have to remember this. They're not as scary as they seem. For goodness sakes, they're in the same game as you. Look, it's easy to get scared by skill-based matchmaking, but when you assume every opponent is better than you, you're literally holding yourself back. Instead, play with the confidence that I was talking about earlier. Assume you're the best player in the lobby and approach every fight with the intent to learn and win. Once you stop overestimating others, you'll realize they're not as tough as you think. You will start W keying everyone and start winning those fights. All right, now that you've got a better perspective on the skill level of your opponents, let's talk about the next critical step: practicing to get better. This brings us to finding the right creative maps. Now that we're focused on improving, it's essential to use maps designed for building, editing, aim practice, and combat scenarios. Pro players don't just dive into random maps like a lot of people seem to think. They focus on maps that target their weaknesses. Like, for example, if you struggle with crosshair placement, you would want a map like Crosshair Training, Aim, and Edit. The point is to practice with the intention of perfecting your weaknesses, so every minute counts. Here are the top 5 maps that I think will help make you a better player. Now, once you've got the right maps, it's time to get better, and consistency is key. I recommend starting small by dedicating at least 10 to 15 minutes every day on practice maps. I know. That seems like a lot of time, but I promise you, starting small like this and just dedicating a few minutes will take you to that next level. And you'll notice that these quick sessions build up your muscle memory, making you faster and more precise in real matches. As you build this habit, the next step is to really push your improvement. Now, I know improvement can be hard to notice, especially if it's gradual. So make a habit of recording yourself practicing on these maps every week. What I do is, if I get really good footage of me hitting a clip on someone, then I clip it with my software and I compare the footages from when my first clip to my most recent clip, and you'll see such a difference as long as you're dedicating time to getting better. You'll look back and you'll see how much smoother and quicker you become. It's these small gains that make a massive difference over time. Now, if you're finding this video insightful, don't forget to subscribe. It literally takes 2 seconds. If you have followed all of these steps, you'll be ranking up quicker than ever. But how do you hold that consistency? Have you ever wondered how top pros seem to pull off those incredible plays with ease? It's not just practice. It's learning the right moves, analyzing the right mistakes, and incorporating those insights consistently. Like, think about it. If you only focused on your own gameplay, you're missing out on the wealth of strategies that others have already perfected. Learning from the pros can accelerate your path to Unreal Rank, saving you hours of trials and errors. The first way to learn from the best is by studying the gameplay of the best. I recommend start watching top-ranked Fortnite players and pay attention to their decision making in tough situations. Notice how they rotate, when they choose to take fights, and how they control each engagement. YouTube, Twitch, competitive replay mode, and Fortnite replay mode are great places to get an inside look at these strategies. Take some time, go to competitive and look at top tier pro players and watch some of their gameplay and how they play. The next step is to go beyond watching and start analyzing why pros make certain choices or even where they slip up. Every player, even the best, has moments where they make mistakes. Watching these mistakes can be just as valuable as their successful plays. Take note of their positioning, timing, and moves they could have adjusted. When you recognize what went wrong for them, you'll know what to avoid when you face similar situations in your own matches. And finally, don't just observe. Start mimicking what you've learned and adapt it to your own playstyle. Will help you develop your unique approach while keeping the best of pro strategies. You might find that some tactics fit seamlessly into your style, while others may need some adjustment. The more you experiment with these advanced moves, the more adaptable and consistent you'll become. If you're committed to hitting Unreal Rank, follow these strategies will get you there faster. Reaching Unreal Rank is a huge accomplishment, but staying there and getting even better is the real test. Many players make the mistake of relaxing once they hit their target, but you have to maintain and improve your rank, and this requires continuous effort. So think of it like this: just because you reach the top doesn't mean you're invincible. There's always more to learn, areas to improve, and players who want to take that top spot from you. The first key to maintaining your rank is being willing to analyze yourself even when you're winning. Recording your matches and reviewing them helps you spot areas where you might be slipping. Take notes of any mistakes, sloppy plays, or missed opportunities. It's easy to overlook these when you're ranking up and winning, but consistently reviewing gameplay will help keep you sharp and review habits that you can improve on. Now, staying at the top also means pushing your skills beyond your comfort zone. Just because you reached Unreal doesn't mean you should stop practicing. Continue with advanced practice maps that focus on areas where you're not as strong. Whether it's crosshair placement, complex edits, fast building, or high-level practice maps will ensure you're constantly improving and don't fall behind.